Well, that'll do it. Vikings fall 34-28 to the Eagles on what actually turned out to be a pretty hard-fought game, all things considered. But this game was so frustrating on a lot of things here. And, well, like I say, I'll probably give like my general overall thoughts on the state of the team in the morning here. I decided I'd kind of give a few quick thoughts here while I'm at work and stuff like that. But 6 fumbles lost in the first 2 weeks. That has been the difference so far. Turnovers have killed us these first 2 weeks. Well, ironically enough, first 2 games, I should say, it's still technically 1 week, but regardless, 6 lost fumbles. It's like I'm watching the game. It's like I'm watching the 2020 Vikings, the 2021 Vikings, the 2018 Vikings. It's like, I mean, I knew we were going to, regress down here, but the turnovers are what killed us tonight. Because otherwise, Kirk Cousins actually did a pretty good job against an Eagles secondary that I will say was out a lot of key starters. But at the end of the day, though, I mean, they still did enough on offense to do what they needed to do. But it's just, again, you're not going to win when you cough up 6 lost fumbles in a 2-game span, including 4 tonight. Especially the biggest one, in my opinion. Well, there's 2 massive ones there. Powell's punt return in the first quarter when we were at like the 25 of the Eagles. And then Justin Jefferson at like the 3-quarter yard line on a rule that I've never liked the fumble out of the back of the end zone rule being a touchback for the defense. Just because it's not like the defense really, did anything per se, but I don't know. That's one of those rules that'll probably never get changed at this point. But yeah, I mean, Kirk Cousins overall had a pretty good day. Justin Jefferson, outside of that fumble, was, pretty solid. TJ Hawkinson had another good game, including a couple touchdowns there, too. But the offensive line still scares the crap out of me. And now even more so because now it sounds like we could be down Oli Udo for a very long period of time. I don't know exactly what happened because I was on my way to work, but got the notification he was carted off the field. So now at this point we pretty much have to pick up some more offensive linemen because, like I said, we're down to like 3rd string linemen starting now. So, but yeah, I will say though, credit the defense. The defense did pretty well, all things considered, but again, it's just a very similar thing to what happened just even over the last few years or so. But, yeah, I mean, it's just been a frustrating start of the year and stuff like that. And it only gets worse from here, boys. So, is it time to start the, Caleb Williams chance or the Drake May chance? I mean, I'm not going to go that far just yet here, but just know that this is going to probably be a tough year. And like I say, I'll kind of go over more my general thoughts about that, throughout the subsequent weeks and stuff like that. And, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much about it there. I mean, the Vikings had a hard-fought game. The defense played as well as they could. Special teams was, I mean, pretty good today, all things considered. But I will say, though, the Vikings fought hard, did what they needed to do. And again, congratulations to the Eagles fans that are, part of my channel and all that stuff. Another solid game by them and all that stuff. So, even though I feel bad for, people had DeAndre Swift on their bench. But, yeah, career high today and all that stuff. So, but, yeah, that'll basically wrap this part of the video up. So, yeah, stay tuned for part 2. Alrighty, well, like I say, it's the morning after. Kind of had a chance to sort of just sit on it and kind of think about, basically what's the future of this team moving forward here for the 2023 season. And like I say, it is only week 2 and stuff like that, but I don't know. Like, this is already, has the makings of a, down season, bad season, disappointing season, insert your favorite analogy here. And, yeah, I mean, it's going to be one of those years, isn't it? Because, like I say, I really have nothing else to say at this point. I mean, until we can, fix the offensive line and fix the defensive line, we're just going to keep having these same issues, especially with all the injuries that are now starting to pile up on the offensive line. But, yeah, Kwesi, you've got a lot of decisions to make here, regarding the future of this team for this season here. And this basically rests in your arms at this point because, like I said, this is typical Vikings. It's like every year we're close, but not close enough, or we're not far enough away to really, change, the momentum of the team, or just get, that stud type player like a Justin Jefferson, but like at the quarterback position, or Quentin Nelson, which we could really freaking use now, a Quentin Nelson type, but yeah, we really need to get those lines shored up if we're going to have any chance this year. But, yeah, I mean, basically kind of wrap up the video portion and stuff like that. But, again, this is going to be one of those seasons where it's just going to, be a down season, Yeah, I mean, it's just going to be a down season. At least as of this point, because I haven't seen anything to say otherwise. Until we can cut down on the turnovers, until we can get that first win, until we can get the momentum going, it's basically the way it's going to be, because I've seen enough sports. Granted, 2 games in 4 days, not easy. But I do also need to make unfortunately, I got to make this. But what is it with the fandom and like some of these fans calling Alexander Mattison the N-word? And calling Alexander Mattison this, that, and the other thing. And, like, what is it with, like, sports fans just calling players racial slurs and shit? Like, you can do any better, Uncle Tom on the fucking couch, who's, like, 70 years old and, probably on one leg or something like that. It's just, like, like, you can do any better. Yeah, sure, they have bad games. But that doesn't mean you have to go out there and call them every name under the fucking sun. And this isn't just Vikings fans, but yeah, my buddy Matt showed me a DM this morning about Alexander Mattison sharing his Instagram DMs, and literally one guy called him the N-word. Like, can we be better than this, people? Like, seriously. It's a frustrating stretch of games. I get that. Mattison hasn't necessarily started off the greatest. But have you seen the offensive line? Like, have you seen what we have to work with here? I mean, and the problem is, it's not even like we can't eat. We just can't. 6 lost fumbles. You're not going to win. I don't care who you are. But that doesn't give you the right to go out there and call a player any word under the sun. Especially if you can't go out there and back that up yourself. But again, that's a different, entirely different debate for a different day and stuff like that. But I hope you sleep well at night, dude. Because that's just disgusting. That's just ridiculous. And like I say, it's not even just with Vikings fans. It's all fandoms. Like one player has a bad game and this player is this, that, the other thing. And especially, heaven forbid, they're of color or of a different nationality. No one deserves that. I don't care who you are. Get better, fans. Like, this is going for all fans. This is going for everyone who watches this. Hopefully you're not one of those guys that goes out there and belates and belittles a player just because he has a bad game. Every player has a bad game. And like I say, I've learned over these last few years to kind of, trust me, it's not worth my blood pressure, my liver, and my, blood alcohol content to skyrocket every week just because of a team, losing. There's far more important things in life than, whether or not your team loses or wins or what player does this or that. But anyway, so, yeah, no. All, long rambling aside here, Vikings fans, buckle up, because this is going to be a long ride at this point, unless we can get something going and get something done, whether it be a big trade, or we just flat out tank and just go for, a high draft pick or something. But, again, we'll wait and see. I'm just going to ride this thing out like I always do, and, yeah, I mean, it's basically all we can do at this point. So, until we meet again, this is Jacob. Have a good day.